What's up, y'all? It's Isaiah Roberts. You are tuned in to David Duane.
How's that transition from being here to Texas been for you?
I like it better in Texas, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I grew up, born and raised in LA.
Yeah.
So like, there's parts that I miss. Obviously, like community, my family here. But,
Right.
Bro, like the people in Texas, they like care about you as a human being. Like
Like here,
kind of invite you over, make you a pie. Here, you kind of have to watch who you're hanging with because people be opportunists. I feel like a lot of people out here just looking for themselves, but in Dallas, everybody just feels
really
like one
looking
big
for
family.
themselves here.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying being there. Like I would raise my kid. Like I'll probably never move back. I like it here because because it's the LA scene. Like I grew up here, so there's things that are familiar here.
Yeah.
But nah, just as far as like the actual location I'd want to be, Dallas takes the cake.
And the cost of living is really
dog,
great.
come on, bro. Like,
You can't be spending a whole bunch of money now.
It's hard to live in LA. Like,
It's way
and then
hard.
I feel like for what at this point, like, bro, I be looking on Instagram. There's all types of crime going on. I'm like, that is not the LA I grew up in.
No.
It's not appealing to live here anymore.
Parts of California that you were in.
Yep, so Encino, Sherman Oaks, Agoura Hills, Calabasas, like, I'm sure I'm missing a few cities, but everywhere in the valley, yeah.
Valley. I'm loving the valley so far because I'm from the suburbs of Delaware. I mean, Delaware's nothing but suburbs. So it's like me moving to the valley made sense. I started out downtown and I was like, this is a little different. I didn't feel like it was rough, as rough as people like to make it.
Yeah.
But
Downtown, it get like that though, depending on the time of day.
it do. It definitely does. But I wanted to just honestly have this conversation with you because like you're so amazing, not even just as an artist who's emerging, you got these amazing singles that are out, but just like overall great person.
Thank you, man.
And just talk about like brotherhood and everything and just your faith. What came first for you, like just like being a creative? It's like my first question.
What came first? So what do you mean, like you talking about my process?
Yeah, your process. Yeah.
So I'm gonna just take you back. I grew up playing the drums in church. I was probably 4 years old when I first grabbed the stick, and I was like, yo, like this is fun, and I just enjoyed doing it. So I naturally gravitated towards music. My dad's obviously he has a church. He's a pastor.
Right.
My mom, she worship led.
Yeah.
So music and ministry has always been, that's part of my DNA. So I always wanted to find a way, like, okay, how do I bridge these two? So I grew up playing the drums, so I produced first. It wasn't until I had always been singing because I sang in church too, but I started producing in high school, and I was like, okay, maybe this is gonna be my thing. Because I wasn't sure about like being like the front facing person. I was like, if I could just make the beats, I can still contribute, but I don't gotta be like the one that everybody sees. True. And then God was like, nah, dog, like stop trying to be in the shadows. And part of it was because, my parents being public figures, it was hard for me to see myself doing that because I'm like, if I can't do it at their level, I'm just not gonna try it.
Right.
So it took a while for me to like stop comparing myself and just realize like, yo, it takes time to like, really be able to become, who you are and be at that level anyway. So it's just about starting it.
And especially at a young age, you just had a birthday. So I gotta tell you happy birthday in person.
I appreciate that, man.
And I just had a big one myself. So 21 for you, 30 for me. We out here killing it. And for me, I realized that just that process in itself of becoming, right, is so key to just like really go through. Because I work behind the scenes, so I was doing PR marketing, still have that as a thing that I do, and even with the show I'm behind the scenes. But now just stepping into artistry and really being out there, it's such a different feeling.
Yeah.
How's that feeling for you? Just taking that leap of faith.
It's interesting. I think for one, I'm enjoying it. Like it's not as I think scary as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Because as an artist, you put work and effort and time into what you do, and you put it out for people's judgment. So that's there's an element of nerves that comes along with releasing anything. But at the same time, there's so much freedom in being able to do that and just have it out there. Like it's an extension of me. So I like people being able to like kind of feel like they know who I am even through the stories that I tell in my music.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying
the story.
Hey, look, because I feel like the best thing that you can give your listeners is your vulnerability, because people want to get a chance to know you. Like it's not just I want people to like my music. I want people to know who I am as a person. Kind of like what you were saying. Like it's not enough to just have great music, but like to be a great person, to share, the values, the things that you learn. So that's a big part for me. Just like the freedom of being fully myself and not caring, but like unapologetically, just being me and my stuff.
I love that word.
Yeah.
Every time somebody says unapologetic, I'll be like, my goodness, it just never gets away.
Yeah.
But you have to be as a person. And being able to open up more and just like show your personality on social media, the content and everything else.
That's the part I'm struggling with right now.
I feel like you were really like low key on socials.
I'm still low key, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I really only post to like promote stuff. I'll post like a little podcast.
It's like get on and get off, right?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Social media, and I gotta get better at it. Like, I know my team's like, yo, bro, you got to post. Like, you can't be an artist and not post.
Yeah.
I just gotta get used to it.
It's something to get used to, even with myself, because I even have managed like social media accounts for clients, and I just be like, man, I don't feel like posting for my damn self. Can somebody do it for me? Yeah. So I was like, who's doing the socials? I'm like, that's me, fam.
Yeah.
But when you are online and being able to connect with people, you see the great response.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting from last time is there's a lot of people who can resonate with that testimony in itself. Like I told you personally, like I can personally connect with that.
Yeah.
Because like, last time should have been the last time. But those moments where you have to just stay encouraged to really push through and persevere through that temptation. Yeah. Because temptation is real. And a lot of people don't know how to break it. But saying that you're going to do it and staying on it and staying consistent is going to lead you to that success of getting past that, getting over that hurdle and seeing the brighter picture.
Yeah.
So that's good with that song. And a lot of people love it.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
So for you, I know that music, like you, it's just true. You it wasn't just inspirational music that you started to do at first.
It was all kinds of music.
It was a mixture. Like you were doing like R&B, was like hip hop. Even like your dad was like, I don't necessarily know if that's it. And you really found what was for you. What discovery for yourself as a young man did you have to go through to really figure out like this is the direction that I want to go through?
Man, I think that it was really a part of self-discovery right after I got out of high school, and that was I graduated in 2020, so I had all the time, to just become who I am now because I couldn't go nowhere. I was in my room, I was chilling. So I think beforehand I was making music from a place of okay, what is going to please everybody else, and that's kind of how I grown up. Like I feel like when I was at church, I was a pastor's son, so like how do I be the best pastor's son to everybody? But when I got to high school, I'm like, okay, how can I be like the best student athlete? And like, so I always found myself putting on characters in all that I did. And so once I was out of high school, I wasn't going to church. We were going to church virtually, but we couldn't go. Right, so there was no face, there was no character for me to put on. So in that time, I got to really learn like, no, Isaiah, like you actually have your own personal identity. And you've been doing a lot of this people pleasing and putting on these faces to please everybody else. Neglecting like, yo, you have your own story, you have a person that God has called you to be. And so I think after a couple years of really finding out who that was, then I was able to make that music. So it was just a path of finally like taking off the mask and really just being like, yo, who is Isaiah for real? And I think that's why I'm able to make the kind of music that I make now. So it's not just your typical like, turn up stuff. And look, we can turn up. Like I'll take you there too. Yeah. But I think that there's such a powerful music is so amazing because it connects to your soul immediately. And so I'm like, okay, if there's an opportunity right there to connect to somebody's soul, then I don't want to just like do nothing crazy. Let me go ahead and try to make somebody better. Let me go ahead and add value to somebody. So I think that's where I found like a lot of identity, just being somebody that continues to just try to help level up. And I kind of feel like I got that from my parents because that's exactly what they do, just in a different space.
And they're perfect examples of
that. Gosh, yeah.
And I'm sure like just growing up having amazing parents that you have, honestly, your whole entire family is amazing. Yeah. And just seeing, just the unity, because y'all are a unit, and it's so strong. And I love that. I love that not even just in the, I'm trying to find the words. God give me the right words. He gonna do it. Not just a black church family that's in the church, but a black family where there is like a strong unit, like everybody is together. You know what I'm saying? Right. And because we don't really see that a lot of times, especially at our age, you know, there's a lot of young women, a lot of young men who have not had a full family. You know what I'm saying? They don't have brothers and sisters that they can lean on. You know, they're not able to communicate.
Yeah.
But you guys exemplify that and more.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that. Like that is just like, wow. It's amazing.
I think people don't understand, like, if we weren't like that, our family would not be who they are. Like, you can't have that level of influence and, you know, God to like put you out in front of people and be subject to criticism and all types of spiritual attacks. I mean, if we can just go there, like, you gotta really move as a unit. And so I think that, you know, the life that we have has almost made us that close, like, because that is the only way that we can withstand all the storm that comes with that too.
Right.
So no, it's my family that's the biggest blessing I got. You know, God can do anything with my life, that's awesome, but my family, nothing better you can give.
Nothing better.
I'm from the bottom of my heart, like that. I cry thinking about them. Like it's because I feel like when you go through so much as an individual, it's painful, but when you can go through it together with people, it just takes that weight off. It's my family. They mean everything to me.
Yeah. And your relationship with your siblings, y'all are so close.
Oh man.
Growing up, what was the dynamic and just in the household, just like growing up, getting into doing different sports, different music things, worshiping together? Like, what was that dynamic like?
Yeah. Well, so I have 5 siblings in total. Well, 6. So I got a stepbrother, I've got a brother-in-law, I've got a stepsister, I've got a half-sister, and 2 full-blood sisters.
Yeah.
So I grew up from birth to, I think, about 11 years old with my 2 sisters, Taya and Ren. And me and Taya, who's my like absolute best friend, we didn't even get along.
2 peas in a pod.
But we didn't get along for years. Like, people would never understand. Like, me and Taya were not cool. Like, we would argue all the time. Like, it would always be like, oh, here you go again. I walk in the kitchen and now she's mad just because I'm in there. Like, it was, but I was the annoying brother. She was the annoying big sister. Like, we just butt heads. And then when I went to, because I was homeschooled for most of my life, when I went to school in middle school and she didn't have me in the house all the time, she realized how much she actually loved me. So yeah, and I feel like it was once I left, you know, you never realize a good thing until it's gone. True. Once I left, I think both of us were like, dang, you kind of awesome. And now, I mean, there's nobody that I go to more than Taya. Like, she's the best. And my sister Ren, we're just as close. But me and Ren, we never really argued and stuff like that. Like, we've always been cool. And so I feel like, from there, I've always been a family person. And then once we added in, you know, my bonus siblings, like, that just made it even better because everybody's so different and it creates like a cool dynamic in the house. Different humors, you know, different things that we're going through. And so, you know, you can speak to this because you've been through that. And so I feel like it's a beautiful melting pot. And then my stepmom is incredible. Like, I don't know, man. People have like nightmare stories about blended families. I don't know what God did with this one, but that thing works.
God had his hands.
He did. It's fully him.
His hands. I've never seen a blended family where it actually works and it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? The only other family, y'all first, and then on the secular side, I gotta mention, you know, Diddy. You know, like, they make that work. Yeah. And it's not, and it's like I'm saying, it's very rare to see that, and it's nothing but God.
Can only be him.
Can only be him. So you mentioned homeschool. Yeah. Most of was it every grade in school?
It was. So I went to school from kindergarten to 2nd grade, and then I think in the middle of the 2nd grade I got homeschooled, and then I was homeschooled all the way up until 7th grade. Okay. So for like those like pivotal years where you kind of like become like a boy. Yeah. That's when I was homeschooled.
And that was doing a lot of the moving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
And my mom was my teacher. I don't know how she did it. Again, the grace of God has been with me the whole life because my mom should have killed me. Like, because I had a mouth, like, I was definitely the kid that like challenged because I thought I was smarter than everybody. So I'm like, Mom, you don't know.
But you know what? You were foreseeing your wiseness.
Amen. I receive it.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
You were foreseeing that wiseness. So, but going back to you saying, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, but I was just saying, so I'd grown up being homeschooled, and I think that it probably helped me in a sense because, you know, like I was saying, if I was people pleasing and stuff like that, even through those years, it would have been worse being in school because I just kept trying to do whatever it took to, you know, make somebody laugh, make somebody happy, make somebody comfortable. Right. And so, you know, being at home, I was able to, you know, my mom, like, I knew my mom was gonna love me regardless, so I didn't have to put on a face in front of her. But I definitely was a little rebellious. I was like, hey, I ain't doing my homework. Like, I'm telling you, this is not even gonna get me nowhere. Like, I want to make music. This is not helping.
Yeah.
1 + 1 is not, that's not doing it for me.
It's not equaling this darn song now.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, but I think it was a good experience. And me and my mom are super close probably because of that.
Yeah. And that's really good that you have such a close relationship with your mom. Same with my mom too. And I would tell her, like, it's this music thing, it's this dance thing. Like, it's that this 1 + 1 = 2 thing ain't cool.
How is it? Yeah, like come on. It don't correlate.
It don't correlate. It's not gonna help.
Yeah.
But the fact that you stayed consistent in knowing that music was in your heart, and knowing that that's what you wanted to do, that's amazing.
Yeah. And
to have that bravery during the pandemic, coming out of the pandemic, to say, you know what, I want to do this music. What was that final moment? They gave you that. Let me go ahead and do this.
You know what's crazy? I've never thought about that. I think there was a culmination of moments, little steps that I took that said, maybe I can actually do this for real, like professionally. Yeah. It's not just a hobby anymore. Like, no, I think I got something. It was a mixture between, different opportunities coming up, working with different people, different writers, different artists. And I think that I had to build a confidence in myself that, like I said, it's not just a hobby. I'm not just having fun no more. I'm not a little kid playing drums.
He's doing this for real, y'all.
And I think what it was is I realized, like, it's not just a passion, it's a calling from God. Like, this is how God wants me to show up in the world, so I can't hide from that. So that's really what it was. Yeah. It was like, Isaiah, you're running from it because you don't want all that's gonna come with, with releasing music and people knowing who you are and attention coming to you. But that does not hold as much weight as being disobedient to God. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get right.
I feel like obedience to God has really been like one of the key messages of the year.
Yeah.
It's not escaped any conversation that I've had.
Absolutely.
Being obedient. So that's good that you've been obedient and putting out this music.
Yeah, man.
And just finding that encouragement, like just the strength to do it, because it is hard. It's not easy to be like, oh, I'm putting myself out there. People be like, oh yeah, that's great. It's like, oh, but this is also like scary. I'm also putting this song out at midnight, and you do have a new song that's coming out.
Yep, literally tonight.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Man, so the song is called In Here. I was compelled to write a song about the presence of God. Mind you, it was a great idea. It was also a ridiculous idea because I've experienced so much warfare since writing that song. I wrote the song back in, I think it was August. This was right before Last Time came out. And I was like, all right, Last Time's cool, but on to the next one. Like, people don't know, when you release a song, you are songs ahead by the time it's even out. So I started experiencing some crazy warfare, and even like leading up, just promoting the song, like it has been a fight just to like stay in the mindset of, no, I'm being obedient to God. This is, the gift. This is what He's given me, and I just gotta do it. And so that has to be like what affirms you even through the process. It can't be, oh, but so and so saw this, and oh, I get to work with this person now because they like this music and yada yada yada. This had this many likes. Oh, this video went crazy. Was I obedient to God? That has got to be the thing that confirms it. That makes exactly. And so I've been tested in that area so much. I think in this song. But the song again is about the presence of God, and I wanted to almost like make if I could compare it to something, it's like writing a letter to somebody that doesn't really know what the presence is. And I don't even say what the song is about to the very last line. So I painted as this picture, this place. You go here, all your fears get lifted, all of the addiction breaks, like all this kind of stuff is in the presence of God. People are going to weed for it, people are going to sex for it, and I'm like, it's kind of all becoming a bit of a story because last time was about breaking addiction, but then people that are breaking the thing, breaking whatever it is, whatever the smoking, the drinking, whatever it is, but then okay, where do I go to find that fulfillment? In the presence of God. That is where you can find it. That is ultimately what broke my addiction. So I had no idea that like I'm creating this kind of like this storyline, helping people get free. Yeah, man, it's God though. Like I can't even take because He gives me the ideas, so I can't take credit.
But the way that each song is coming, it's like a continuation to the next, and it's telling the full story.
Yes.
And people have to be on the edge of their seat waiting for like a video for this song. Is there one to come?
Video, yes. It'll be out tomorrow. Well, I mean, this video will probably be out afterwards, but it'll probably already be out. Yeah, man. And the video where we shot it, how it was edited, it totally embodies like the character of the song. So I'm excited about it.
Would you say it's like a real nice, like a great continuation from last time with that video, or would you say it's kind of like it's a little different?
It's a bit different.
Okay.
Last time I think focuses on the emotional aspects of the tug of war that you have with fighting against addiction.
Yeah.
In here feels like freedom. So the moment, you know, where I leave you in last time is I just want freedom from all these demons. You see me in the In Here video, I'm in that place of freedom. So it's I'm not gonna give too much of the video away, but
don't do it.
It looks like what the presence of God should feel like. It's very open. There's greenery. It's free. I'm worshiping in the video. Like it's. I wanted my best to like just get in His presence and what would that look like, and we were able to do that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. So is there a full project to come?
There is. Yeah, so I don't have a date yet, but we're putting together a camp. We're gonna get this thing going, man. Like I've got so many songs that I've already written, but I want to make sure that like everything, these are the right songs to come out in that particular project. So I'll have some singles coming out, you know, within the next year, and then hopefully by like late spring we'll have the project out.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Who have been the collaborators that you've been working with on this project?
So I worked with this Swedish duo producer called Way Too Lost, and my friend.
They hip over there.
Oh, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. I don't know what it is. They got something else going on. You know what I think it is though? Like people over there, all they know is music. All they know is that the European scene. We got so many things to do over here that we get a little time to do music. No, they put their heart and soul all the time into that. So there's a difference in the craft. And then my best friend Tony, he actually produced the drums on that track too. So and then I wrote the song myself. But some of the other people I've been working with, Brunis Charles, he's like over One House. He is one of the best producers. He's ridiculous. Kyle, I mean, he's an incredible writer, incredible worship leader. He leads worship at One. And so I like to keep the circle close. I like to keep it in house. I really feel like the people that God has placed in my life are supposed to do it. So I'm not out here just trying to work with the best producer and the best writer. If that happens, if God brings them to me, sure.
They gonna come.
Yeah, but you don't got to be thirsty for it. Like if that happens, it happens organically.
Right.
So I'm working with who I got.
And that's good, because what I try to tell people is that you really want to just focus on the aspect of working with what you got.
Yeah.
Things are going to come into place when it needs to. You may know this one, you may know that one, but there's a time and place for it.
Yeah.
And when when it's time for y'all to connect and everything else is going to happen, they need to, you know, one bit at a time.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem is, and this is what Duane said on Sunday. People are so big on this time thing and setting these deadlines.
Yeah.
When they just need to like really stay in it and get to work.
Yeah.
Like get to work. God is waiting on you. You want that big thing? Get to work.
Yep.
He's waiting on you. You're not supposed to be waiting on him. He's waiting on you.
Right.
So understand that your timing is going to be when it's divine.
Yeah.
And everybody's timing is different.
Exactly. I think we waste a lot of time too complaining and being mad at God when it's not going in our timing. That is how you delay the process. We can't speed it up anymore. The prayer's not gonna speed it up. The prayer's just gonna get into alignment with God's already perfect timing. But us like, oh man, I don't even want to do it no more. You gonna delay that? You might as well just stay in the fight because it's gonna come. If He promised to you, it's coming.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to do, manipulate and maneuver. You are delaying that time.
You're delaying.
Like, come on. You think your timing is better than God? I wish He would give you that thing, and then you'd be like, "Ooh, I wasn't prepared to handle it."
They don't know what to do with it when it's given too premature.
Come on, man. You can't like that. You cannot give to a baby something so precious. You can't do that. They're gonna break it. They're gonna spill it. You gotta wait till they're mature enough to hold that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I try to help people out because look, I fall victim to that too. Like everybody wants to have things quickly, and that's just the way that the world has said. Oh, if you want something, you can get it in this amount of days. That's not always everybody's story. You got to get it in the time that you're going to be able to uphold that thing and let it last.
Yeah.
Because you'll get it as quickly as you got it, you're gonna lose it too. So I respect people that take a long time to get where they got. My dad has had this church for this church is as old as me, so 21 years.
Yeah.
And that, you know, like it didn't really start becoming what and it's growing crazy. Even now that, you know, we moved to Dallas and everything like that, and it's being sustained by some of the campus pastors, and it's still moving. But that thing took 21 years.
Yeah.
Like that's why I said with the stand, even when he's gone. So like, but nobody wants to say 21 years. Oh, it took me that long.
Right.
People want to say no. It took me a few weeks.
Yeah.
It took me a couple months. Maybe a year.
It took me 20 minutes.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, you kidding me? No. How you gonna sustain yourself with 20 minutes of experience?
The real things that are remarkable take a long time.
Absolutely.
Like this platform. I started this in 2012.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's taken this much time for me to even be able to just be like, you know what? I'm not doing no more phoners. I'm sitting down with people.
Yep.
I'm actually inviting them into my world and me getting into their world and me really like feeling them out as a person, you know, and not making it like question, music, or this, that, and the third. It takes time to get to a place of growth.
Yep.
And you can't rush growth. You have to understand that what you're going through is meant for growth. I like how I just said that. I don't know where it came from, but it came and it sounded so good.
Hey, well, that's 2012. That's all those years of experience coming out.
Yeah.
I respect that, man. Like, for real, you're doing your thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I also want to talk about Gen 1, the podcast. I can't even wrap up the conversation because just the things that y'all are doing with Gen 1, even with the Bible study, I went in person. Thank you for even letting me know about that. I didn't even know the last one was going to be in person, but I attended on Zoom so quickly. I saw the post went up. I was like, oh, we there.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of going to a party, everything else. I was safe, y'all. But I had to have God. I had to have God in that moment. You know, it was very, very necessary. I'm like trying to click through Zoom and everything, but it's just so remarkable.
Man, thank you.
I thank God for y'all. Like seriously, just that conglomerate of like young adults, like just really getting together, being unapologetic and talking about God, because there's not a lot of people that are in our age group. You know, I'm 30, but still, I'm in the age group where there are platforms talking about God and faith and that relatability factor.
Yeah.
And y'all are doing that.
I appreciate that so much.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm actually out here this time around because we're filming season 3. So we had taken, the last thing we put out was in July. We did our first in-person event, and so we streamed that. And it's going to be, we're about to be in December, so it's almost been 6 months since we did anything. So yeah, I mean, y'all are really, man, we've got some revelations that's been stirring up. I'm excited about it, but no, man, Generation 1 is one of the biggest blessings for me. To go back to what I was saying about earlier, like comparing myself with my parents and stuff, I always had a big fear of speaking, especially in pertains to like the things of God, because my parents do it and they do it so well.
Yeah.
So I was like, shoot, like, I feel like people already expect me to just be coming out and stuff, you know, prophesying and all this kind of stuff.
And to be accurate as you can be. Yeah.
Exactly. And so it took me a long time to like really be comfortable with that. And I feel like Generation 1 has really helped me in that walk with being able to communicate spiritually in front of people, like, you know, on a public platform, because I was like, no, I'm gonna leave that to y'all. Like, Ren has always been the spiritual sibling, so I was like, Ren, that's gonna be you. And God's like, nah, it's gonna be all of y'all.
Right, we're like, Zay, it's gonna be you, it's gonna be all of y'all.
It's gonna be everybody. So I think that, and it's crazy. So it's me, it's her husband, it's Ren, it's Taya, and I mean, there's a bunch of other people. I'm gonna just name Rick, Jalen, Ryan, Carmen, Michaela, and we have some guests and stuff like that every now and then. But it is a God ordained group, man. Some of the things that we have talked about. I mean, there's stuff that I'd never shared with anybody before that I shared for the first time on that podcast live.
Wow.
Like, it has provided such a safe space for me, such a place of freedom and continued deliverance, because the things that I talk about on there, like, when you keep talking about the things that God has made you free from, you become freer every single time.
This is so true.
It helps. It's like an accountability partner, like, and the testimonies that I receive, bro, like, that is the biggest part of walking in freedom is accountability, in my opinion, from what I've experienced.
Yeah.
It's hard to do it without somebody else that's like helping push you on. Like that part is so important. Like Rick is one of the people that's like, that's my dog. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Rick is amazing.
He's just the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like, you know, having that platform, you know, where we're talking about things, you know, faith-based, but at the same time, like, everybody is from different areas and we got different ways of communicating and speaking.
True.
And so we're able to reach
different perspectives.
That's what it is. Because you said you're from Delaware. So you're from the East Coast, so like you could probably connect to somebody like Rick because y'all are from the same area.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like God is super strategic, you know, me and Tay and Ren being LA folks, you know, Jalen and Ty being from Nebraska, like that's middle America.
Wow.
We got folks everywhere.
Yeah,
so it's like it's an incredible melting pot over there. But that group is such a blessing to me personally, and to see the way that people have responded and have been healed and set free, literally right before our very eyes at some of these Bible studies and the in-person events. It is like, I am so honored to be a part of it. It's amazing.
Me going to the Bible study in October before we wrap up, that took a weight off my shoulder. What I was going through, like I told you, and I just felt so much clarity. That's it. So much confirmation. I felt really good.
Man,
y'all are doing it.
That means so much, bro. Thank you.
I think y'all, seriously, y'all have to continue to keep it up. I don't know what's in the pipeline, but
season 3 is gonna be crazy.
Listen, I'm excited for season 3. What other things do you have to come aside from the singles, Gen 1? What else can we expect?
I have no idea. I always, you know, there's a way that, you know, we plan our lives to go and then God will take a turn. I didn't know I was going to be releasing music this year at all. Like, you know,
what did you think we were going to be doing in 2023?
But, you know, we were doing the podcast and stuff like that. So I figured, I'm going to just keep podcasting. And God's like, no, you're releasing music. And by the end of the year, you'll probably have a full project to be ready next year. And I'm like, okay, cool. So God might change it up. I mean, from what I know, we're going to keep doing the podcast thing. We're going to keep doing in-person events. Keep writing. Hopefully, I'll probably have some features and stuff done by like the end of this year. But that's all I know of. God might say, hey, you writing a book. I'm going to be like, no, I don't want to. But
you're write a book just like your parents.
When I turned 20 last year, my vow to myself for my entirety of my 20s was be obedient in fullness. Like, never allow fear or comparison or anything to come against what God has said to do. So all I'm saying is I'm just gonna do whatever I hear God say, and it is what it is.
Man,
yep,
that's incredible. So as we wrap up, and then you already heard from the previous combo that I was wrapping up when you came in, what would you say exemplifies Isaiah?
Exemplifies Isaiah? That is a great question.
I always get everybody.
Man, I don't I don't want to say I don't know. I think, because I try to, like, I really do try to give all the glory to God.
Yeah.
I'll say I think that the way that God has placed me in my family has a big impact on who I am and like the weight of my calling. So I'd say what can set me apart is being somebody in a legacy that's like doing it fully for God and not to carry on this name. Like the Jakes Roberts name has a big name.
Very much, yeah.
But I'm not doing what I'm doing just to be, you know, a part of this Jakes Roberts legacy. I'm doing it to bring glory to God. And so I feel like hopefully if anybody takes anything away from me, it is that I have a heart for God, like for real.
Yeah, you
so
really
I think
do.
That is what exemplifies, that's what sets me apart. It's like, you can never doubt like why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like it is for His glory to be revealed through my life. Yeah, man.
Well said.
Thank you, bro.
Of course. I'm so proud of you. Like, you are really doing your thing, and you just gotta keep pushing like you are. And that music, the features, everything is coming together. So I'm really proud of you.
I'm proud of you. I had no idea you even did music. You had sent me a post of yours, and I'm like, whoa, where did this come from?
You know, the funny thing is, everybody is like now finding it.
Yeah.
I had no clue that no one knew. It's a repeated thing. I'm just like, I'm like, wow.
Lean into it, man. Like, keep doing it. Like, I want people, when they see you, to see all sides. And like, you know, not just, oh, this guy's he's a dope person and he has, you know, a talk show. Like, let them see everything, man. Like, if you, the more that you, and I'm not saying that you're hiding, but you know, the fact that I didn't know means that it wasn't always out in front. But the more
it's very discreet in ways. Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be discreet because that is another way for God's word to be revealed, is through all of the parts that He made you as. So don't be discreet about that, man, because it's gonna bless people, and it is already. So,
and that's what I've heard from like people saying like, I listen to the music, and I'm like, what do you mean you listen? How do you know that song? I'm like, that's a whole deep cut on a whole album that has 20 something songs. What do you mean? So it's definitely been like very eye opening. And thank you for that too.
Yeah.
Because just anytime anybody says anything about the music, it just brings things back to perspective. And I'm talking fast because I'm just, when you're passionate about something and you hear that people are actually seeing what you're doing, it means a lot.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that a lot.
Of course, man.
Yeah, I really do. And let the people know where they can follow you, because they have to.
Yeah.
It's a must. I tell everybody, y'all gotta follow my guests, but they absolutely must. And not even our guests, but like our family. Like you like family. You know what I'm saying? Not a friend of the show, as I tell everybody. You family to the show.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Man. You can follow me on Instagram, Isaiah T. Roberts. That's ISAIAH. If you don't know how to. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna say it right here. You can follow me on Instagram at Isaiah T. Roberts. I forgot what my TikTok handle is because I'm just now starting to use it. I think it's _Isaiah.Roberts. And you can find my music if you look up Isaiah Roberts. If you look up Last Time, you can find my video on YouTube. My song In Here will be out by this time, so you can find a video on YouTube as well. And we're gonna keep doing it.